Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bad Guitarist Podcast. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Scott.
And if you're new, we talk about pedals, amps, guitars. I argue why we should buy these things.
And I argue why we shouldn't.
Yeah. And then we try to come to a mutual understanding on, Kat doesn't know a whole lot about pedals yet. She's still learning.
Okay.
So we try to, find new releases along the way and, just talk about anything that comes out this week, any guitar news. Like I said, new releases on pedals and stuff. There's always something new.
Yeah.
We got quite a few this week. Not as much as usual, but
okay.
yeah, I got us a decent little list.
Oh my gosh.
Because we've been busy this week. We've both been sick. Our son's
Our son
been
is sick.
He got his 18-month
give you
shots this week, so that on top of having a cold right after, he's not doing the greatest, but
It's like
we've been trying to survive.
Everything happened to him at once.
Yeah, and then the whole crazy thing that happened earlier this week.
No,
There was a whole election of some kind or something. No big deal.
But that's about it. But I do think it's important to let everybody know that we might have to stop from time to time.
Yeah, you might. The final product for this week's episode might just be pieced together from several different sessions throughout the night, because if our son wakes up, we have to hop off, which we haven't had to do that since the very first episode. So
but he's having a hard time.
Let's hope.
He's having a hard time breathing though.
Yeah.
So, and he's still little though. He's just 18 months.
Yeah.
So he does have a hard time breathing when he has a cold and he wakes up from time to time. So yep, it might be pieced together, but it's gonna be a good one, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, it is hot in this room for some reason.
Oh my
I don't know
gosh,
what's up with it.
you're
Anyway.
always hot. Is it you're in the menopause?
Maybe. Well,
okay.
We don't have any amps this week. I think there were some amps. There was an amp that came out this week.
Was it?
Yeah, maybe it was the end of last week.
What was it though?
Oh man, I didn't even bother to look it up this time. Supro amps. They put out. I might as well grab it up real quick.
Okay, you go ahead.
Jump in on that.
Then.
Came unprepared.
Oh well. Well, I don't know what to talk, because usually you're the one that talks about pedals, and then I give my opinion on why it's a waste of money.
Okay, so this was a week ago. Did we talk about this? I don't think we did.
No.
Okay, so this is one I probably meant to include last week. I think came out before we did last week's episode. Supro released the Tyler Bryant Black Magic Reverb 35-watt 1x12-inch tube combo amp. That's a long name.
Who's Tyler Bryant?
Tyler Bryant, he's like a blues rock kind of guy, southern rock kind of guy. He's a guitar guy. But $1,700 for this thing. Supro makes good stuff. Says it's his twist on Supro's classic Jimmy Page inspired amp. So Jimmy Page used to use Supro amps back in the day. So this is kind of his modern take. Threw a reverb circuit in that thing. 35 watts, so he does use this for gigging as well as rehearsals.
Okay.
Let's see, Celestion made speaker. So
wait, what kind of amp is this?
It's a what do you mean? Tube amp?
Oh.
Is that what you're asking? Tube or solid state? Yeah, it's tube amp. Let's see,
you see, I'm learning.
Yeah. Channel 1 now boasts a sparkling bright cap mod for enhanced clarity and cutting definition, while Channel 2 retains the preamp character of the initial Black Magic. Moreover, both channels can be blended. Okay, that's kind of cool. And you get tremolo and spring reverb. Not a whole lot to say. It's just I guess we missed this one last week. I saw it last week. It's the weird thing. But
how much is this thing?
$1,700.
£1,700.
$1,699. Yeah. You don't like it.
I don't like the price.
It's funny because I was
looking... I don't know the guy who this is made after.
Yeah. I was actually looking at a Supro amp earlier this week.
Why?
Because it was on sale. They had the Delta King 10 in the all black version. Black hardware and Tolex and all that stuff.
And how much is the sale for?
Still expensive, but it was for a tube amp with reverb, cheap. It's $499 on sale, I believe. Usual price is $599. But only that one colorway is on sale. Only the all black version. And I guess it's throughout the holidays or something.
Okay.
But, I wasn't totally sure on it because I think it's 5 watts and it has like a drive channel and a boost circuit built in. But I like clean amps, personally. A little bit of crunch or something, like a little just on the edge of breakup or something is cool, but like something that small, I don't know how quickly that thing's going to just like blow out and be like, full on aggressive overdrive. But yeah, so not a whole lot to say on this one. It's a 2-channel amp. So you can blend the two, it looks like, which is probably the most unique feature on this one. Not much else to say. I guess we ran through all the features already.
Andrew.
Yeah.
We forgot to say something.
What?
Not about the amp. Nothing about the amp.
Yeah.
Do you remember last week? Or I don't know if you're gonna talk about this.
What?
But I feel like I need to get this out of my chest.
What is it?
So you remember last week we were talking about we had this bad habit of giving our Christmas gift way too soon and then we ended up spending more money.
Yeah.
Well, not even one week
that was
after...
that was going to be our main topic today.
Oh.
Yeah, I was saving that for our main topic. You want to do it? You just want to do it now?
No,
jump into it.
I was just going to talk shit about that.
Yeah.
So not even a week after that. No, I think not even a couple days after that.
Yeah.
We were already spending more money, which you got a budget of $500
well,
after the initial budget. What was the initial budget?
I don't even remember.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember. So last week he had a budget for Christmas.
Well, so did you.
Yeah, and then we were talking about that I spent my whole budget on a PS5. And you have, just to recap, you have $50 on your budget. Like $50
remaining
on your budget.
Yeah.
But then Tuesday, the budget changed it again.
Well, no, okay, it didn't change. So we'll give you some context on this one.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So it was the day of the election.
Okay.
And we're not political on this channel. We're not going to dive into any of that stuff. We're not taking
don't
sides.
Tell them who
we're
was
not
who.
Hold on. We're not taking sides at all. We just thought, last minute, Kat said it as a joke, and then we decided to roll with it.
Okay.
She said, "You want to take a bet on
who's going to be the
not even necessarily. This is not based on who either of one of us wanted to win or anything. It was just kind of like a heads or tails kind of situation. Like, all right, if this person wins the president election, if this person becomes the president-elect, Kat gets $500 towards a purchase from Sweetwater.
Yeah.
And then, because we each have Sweetwater credit cards, so one's in her name, one's in mine. So if she wins, she could spend $500 off my card.
Yeah.
And then if I win, spend $500 off her card. It doesn't really matter because, we share the bills around here. But anyway.
But who won?
So I lost. And again, this is not based on our preferences or who we wanted to win or not want to win. It was just a bet. Just the hand I got dealt lost, and then hers won. And then anyway, so she decided to split the winnings. So
yeah,
I got a little something. She ordered a bunch of well, you still have some to spend, but you bought a bunch of T-shirts and
it's because
like Fender.
There was nothing on Sweetwater
Gibson
that I
and all
wanted.
That stuff.
Like, there was nothing. So I was like, does Sweetwater sells clothes?
They do.
And they actually do.
I think
so
they sell
I bought
lunch boxes and stuff too.
So
yeah, I mean, usually there's something that you're like got your eye on or something, but you didn't really see anything this time around.
No.
The thing I got is actually one of the items from this week. This is weird because this is the first time on the show that we're talking about a new release, and we actually got it.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So do you want to just jump in on that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think this is probably one of the bigger releases of the week, I guess. One of the, not bigger, but like most, got the most attention.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah, so this is the JHS Lari Basilio, Signature. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. That's probably reversed. I don't know if that's going to be backwards on the camera.
I don't know.
It's got her signature on it. Anyway, so it's the Lari Basilio Violet Overdrive Distortion. Or Distortion Overdrive. I don't know how they label it.
Okay.
So the Violet apparently they've been working on this with her for several years now. I guess 2019 is when they first approached her to do a signature pedal.
Okay.
They did a special edition Morning Glory overdrive for her. They made it purple. And she'd been using that for years. And then Josh was like, we got to collaborate on a pedal together. So she decided she wanted to do an overdrive / distortion, a pedal that could do both. And I guess they worked on this for a few years. It's been on her pedal board since 2022.
Okay, so quite some time.
Yeah, so she's recorded her newest album with it already. She toured with it. She's played shows. She's done YouTube videos. But the version that she had instead of the violet logo, had a question mark. Because it was a prototype.
Yeah.
And I guess they worked on it for a couple of years now, and they finally decided they were going to put it out. So what's unique about this pedal, we'll just go over the controls real quick. So you get volume, gain, like you typically would have on an overdrive.
Okay.
3-band EQ, but it's a little bit different because your bass and your treble follow the distortion circuit. But your mid controls, you have a mid frequency and then the mid amount. Those controls go before the overdrive distortion circuit. So those are pretty much going in as like a preamp kind of EQ prior to going into the distortion circuit, and then the other controls are after. So you get this really unique tone out of it. Initially, though, I was struggling with this. It came today, so I really didn't have a whole lot of time to mess around with it. The first 10 minutes I had this thing plugged in, I was ready to throw it away. Like, send it back to the Sweetwater. After really kind of dialing it in a little bit, I think I figured out the sound that I want from it. Because I wanted... The JHS video said you could dial in a Morning Glory style sound, but have a little bit more gain available, all the way up to, full-on distortion. So that's what I wanted. I wanted something like a Morning Glory, because I like the blues breaker style circuits.
Yeah.
But I just wanted a little bit more gain. And there's other pedals out there that kind of do that, like the Analog Man has the Prince of Tone, which MXR did the mini version, the Duke of Tone. So that's out there. But I wanted something that you could just have a knob instead of a flip switch or anything like that you could just add just a little bit more gain to it. And then having the 3-band, well, actually like 3-band plus the mid-frequency knob, 4-band kind of EQ, that's always good to me in any kind of overdrive pedal or distortion, to have a wider range instead of just like one tone knob. You get a little bit more versatility out of it.
Okay.
So this is what really appealed to me about this. But like I said, I was struggling at first because like the distortion sound with it gain all the way up sounded good. Sounded like a distortion.
Yeah.
But then trying to dial in the lower gain settings, it's kind of hard for me because I just don't know like where to set it yet. Overall, I mean, I know it's a good pedal. I just need to figure out how it's going to work for me. And I've had that problem with every overdrive. And like right now, we talked about this last week, like the JHS color box is probably the best overdrive sound that I've ever used. Because there's just so many controls as to like how to dial in your sound. But yeah, no, I think it's going to work for me. I just need to figure it out.
Yeah, and I think it's worth to explain that even when you got it today, you did try with a couple different amps that you have. Like, what kind of amp do you try?
So I tried it first on the Twin Reverb.
Yeah.
Fender Twin Reverb. And I was having a hard time. Well, to give more context on this, my Fender Twin is broken.
Yeah.
It's been broken for years. I haven't bothered to get it actually repaired. The knobs. So this is a different version of the Twin Reverb. We've talked about this before in the show, but if you haven't seen us before, it's the 1989 The Twin version. So instead of having the vibrato circuit, there is a second gain channel.
Okay.
And all the pots are push-pull pots that they activate a boost for like the mid, treble, whatever. And so the entire clean channel knobs are broken off. And then the dirty channel, I need to spray some deoxit or something on there because they're just like really just nasty sounding when you go to turn the knobs. And sometimes the sound just cuts out completely. But when you have it set just right, it sounds really good.
It does.
But with this pedal, initially it was having some trouble, and we were having trouble the other day with a different pedal that we were running through. It's just like a Boss pedal, where it was having like a weird feedback from the amp. So that's where I was having the trouble with this. It sounded like really flabby at first. Like it was just like these, I don't know what you would call them. Like I always like to call it like an aftertaste, where it's like you play the notes or you play a chord, and then there's just like these weird overtones at the end. And maybe it's not the most pleasant thing. Sometimes it works. You throw some reverb delay on there, it blocks, you can't really hear it as much. But, so I was having that problem initially. Switched it over to the Vox amp.
Yeah.
And kind of the same thing. It's just a darker amp than my Fender. So naturally it was going to just sound darker. But then we ran it through this was the most surprising, the Roland Jazz Cores. And it sounded good. To me. So, like I said, I just got to figure out how to dial it in, right? Because I'm used to just simple overdrives with, 3 knobs. So this will be something to get used to.
You did follow what she was doing.
Yeah, what she was doing in the JHS video, but she's using her, like, signature Ibanez guitar. She's using her Laney amplifier.
Yeah.
It's going to sound different with everybody's stuff. But I think I like it best with single coil pickups. I don't know. It's going to be interesting getting to get used to this, because I've been on a love-hate thing with overdrive for a while now. I used to, when I played in bands and I could be at a loud volume, everything sounded good, but it's hard to dial things in at like a bedroom level. So completely different for me.
Yeah.
Because I used to be able to make any kind of overdrive work for what I was going for, but at a low volume, it's kind of hard. But anyway, I think this is a really cool pedal, cool concept. The mid frequency before the gain, I think it's really cool. So what do you think?
I don't know. Because again, because I was here in the room when you were trying it. So I do have to agree with the first 2 amps.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the way it sounded.
Yeah. But I could say the same for the Blues Driver. Like, we talked about this last week, where like the current version of the Blues Driver, after they switched to the surface mount components, sounds terrible to me through 2 of these 3 amps. Well, actually all 3 of the amps, really.
Yeah. But I will say, once you got to the Vox amp.
Yeah. Or the Vox or the Roland.
Which one was it? The last one?
Last one was the Roland. Yeah.
It was a little bit different. Not much better, but it was different.
Yeah.
It did sound nice when you try it exactly as she had it. It was like, what was it, like 2 p.m. on one?
So she set, to get like the more of like the Morning Glory kind of sound, she got the, I hope I'm getting this right, the mid frequency and mid control were both at about 2 p.m.
Okay.
Gain was, what is that, about 11, I don't know, I'm saying p.m., 11 o'clock. And then treble and bass, I think, we're just straight up at noon. And that's pretty good sound. I think that's the best sound out of it.
It is the best sound that you can get out of it.
Gain down below that gets you more of like a boost. Anything, I would say, past 11 o'clock is where you start hitting distortion. And then all the way up, you can get like that kind of like metal kind of tones out of it. So this is a very versatile pedal. And it seems like when you adjust the mids, depending on where your frequency is, you're getting like, it adds more gain to the signal, it seems like, because that's before the gain. So it's like you're boosting that before. And then I noticed when you're at lower gain and you turn the volume up, I mean, they're very interactive together. So like lower gain, higher volume, you get a lot more headroom too, which this made the Jazz Core sound like a tube amp, which usually no drive pedal sounds good through that amp because it's just like super, super clean. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I think this is one of the more interesting pedals they've put out in a while now. This is like the 3rd one in a row that they've put out in this past 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, because last week we talked about the one with
the color box.
The color box,
yeah. I think the week before that was the flight delay. Maybe that was 2 weeks before that. But yeah, they're just on a roll right now.
But you forgot to say something. How much was that?
Oh, $199. So that's the thing that had me concerned about, like, am I gonna really bond with this or not? Because $200 is, it's not the cheapest pedal around. I think it's pretty standard these days for a decent boutique overdrive, though. $200.
But JHS is not boutique.
Well, they started out as boutique. Now they're a major brand, but like, I mean,
they are huge.
It's hard to say if you're still boutique by the time you're carried by all the major retailers. But, you know, this is like that, I don't even know, 6th or 7th signature pedal they've probably put out in the last few years. And then this looks very similar in format to their hard drive pedal. Came out about 4 months ago. And then the Paul Gilbert PG-14. But they are all very different pedals. But all 3 of those pedals, you can get some good distortions, overdrives, fuzzes, all out of the same box.
Well.
So, 2 colors, black and purple knobs, like the one I just showed, or purple with, are those like pink knobs?
Pink knobs.
Yeah. So I went with the black. I think that looks a little bit better. I wouldn't even mind if I switched out at some point the knobs to just like black knobs. I think that'd be cool too. Yeah. So yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on that because we don't know when the baby's gonna wake up tonight.
Yeah. So we're rushing through.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to rush too much. I still want to get to all of our topics. Oh my gosh.
I just want to point out that you say that you have a small list.
Yeah.
And to give you context, we always have the windows open.
Yeah, we have different tabs up.
And you know, when you have a ton of tabs, then the tabs start being smaller and smaller and smaller. And he says he has a small list. And I just glance down to see the screen on the computer and I see all the tabs. Like, is that, geez, you have a ton of pills there to talk about.
We're still trying to figure out the format that we want to follow on this show. Do we want to just like go from one to one to one, like all the way until we like run out of time for the night, or you know, what different sections of the show? Like we had this one just now where we're talking about like new releases and like news and like things that are new for us.
Yeah.
And then maybe jump into the releases after that and stuff. But here's a piece of news I learned just this evening. Now you're new to this whole scene, so this isn't going to mean anything to you, but maybe those watching and listening will care.
Who?
Gearmanndude is coming back. So Gearmanndude was like one of the very first YouTube guitar pedal demo guys.
Really? Before Andy?
Same era.
Okay.
Started around the same time as Andy.
Huh.
Now, there's a big mystery around him for the longest time because he didn't show his face originally. Later on he did, but like he never showed his face. He always had like these crazy like snakeskin alligator like cowboy boots on. He had these funky, I'm showing you right here, like on, this was his channel on YouTube. He had these crazy rugs all the time, like cheetah print and stuff. He had his signature amp. He always used a Dr. Z Maz 18. He used a King B Telecaster, white coily cable, and this was like his signature thing. That's how he like introduced every pedal, like, oh, I'm using the white coily cable. But the big mystery around it was he sounds almost exactly like Jack Black.
Really?
So people were speculating for the longest time, well, it's got to be him because he plays guitar.
Sounds like him.
Sounds like him. Who else has the money to buy all these fucking pedals? It's not him. This dude's name is like Eric Wharton. He's just a Nashville area musician, as far as I'm aware. So he's just a dude that had a home studio and got into doing this very early on. He was probably the guy that made it popular to demo pedals with like blues riffs and stuff. And now everyone does just generic blues stuff on their pedal demos.
And is that like his last video was like 3 years
ago? His last video was 3 years ago. He just went silent. No one had heard from him. And then he created an Instagram page.
Huh.
And he posted, hey, I'm coming back with a picture of the white coily cable. So I'm looking forward to that because this is how I started off with pedals.
Really?
This was the guy to watch.
Gearmanndude. I do like that it says, hey now, got something for me to demo? Email me.
So his last video was 3 years ago, right? Okay. He was doing, last one was Headrush MX5.
Yeah, that's what I see.
But if you look here on his shorts, got a brand new short. Brand new short. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's him saying, I miss you, time to return, my love is deep.
Oh.
So he's coming back. Oh, here's a picture of him right here with Andy Martin. So him and Andy did videos together 5 years ago. Clearly he's not Jack Black.
Yeah.
So I just think it's an exciting piece of news that he's coming back. I don't know what that means, what capacity he's coming back. I don't know, the format might be different.
I mean, he has 74K subscribers.
But
So.
things have changed a lot as far as like the demo world. It's not just people with the camera on top of the pedal twiddling knobs and playing some blues stuff anymore. But because that was his signature thing before everyone took off doing the same concept, maybe he can own it again. We'll see. But it'd be cool to see like him in a new format. But bringing back the classic, I think it'd be cool too.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know how new this next one is when they announced it, but there's another new Tube Screamer.
Oh gosh.
Every week there's a Tube Screamer. But this one is actually an Ibanez Tube Screamer. The real deal. $299.
I feel we don't talk about Ibanez, like pedals, a lot.
Well, it's not very often that they put out a new one. They usually just reissue the same stuff that they've been making all these years. They have the Echo Shifter, which is kind of one of their more modern pedals. Every couple of years they update a new version of the Echo Shifter. Which that one's cool because it's got like sliders and knob switches all over it. This looks just like any other Tube Screamer with some different knobs. But this is the Ibanez TS 808 hand-wired V2 Tube Screamer Overdrive Pro pedal. Long names on these things. $300. Looks like it's just a hand-wired 808 version 2.
It looks really simple.
Yeah, I mean, it always did. Let's see. Ibanez painstakingly analyzed and compared dozens of TS-style circuits with the goal of building the definitive Tube Screamer. Moreover, Ibanez's engineers meticulously hand-selected each component to ensure the highest quality sound possible once they finalized the circuit design. You know what it's probably going to sound like? A Tube Screamer.
More likely. It
says they added 6 decibels of boost. Vemarum enhanced TS V808 along with the output pattern. Okay, so Vemarum is another company that has perfected the Tube Screamer circuit. They sell theirs for like $400 or $500 at least. Used market, you're looking at probably $800 to $1,000. So they do different Tube Screamer style circuits and stuff and fuzzes. So it seems like they partnered together to do this one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see what they can do different. They're just trying to reinvent the wheel all over again. It just says, true pedalboard staple. No compromise, no components. What?
Nothing to do with the pedal.
Yeah.
The 4 people watching.
Yeah.
You're reading that from the Sweetwater page. Okay?
Yeah, it's just the first one that came up when I typed the name.
It's a Sweetwater. You type that to Screamer over Dry Pro. If you go to where you were reading.
Back up.
Right, stop.
Yeah.
If you go to Sweetwater and you look for the pedal, it's going to say written by our product research team.
Oh, man.
Don't they look like the Bee Gees?
Kind of.
Look. The guy...
Kind of, yeah. I don't know. Dude in the middle kind of looks like a pirate. I don't know.
Like a Jack Sparrow on 2024. Not offense
to product
them.
Research team.
But
it does say get to know them, so you can get to know them.
But our product research team people looks like the Bee Gees.
Oh, here you go.
Let's
Mac McDonough, Sarah Sasseni.
Aiden.
That's the guy you're talking about. Aiden
That's
Van
the guy
de
I'm talking about. Look at Jacob.
Let's see. Bachelor's in writing.
Huh. And I mean, no disrespect to them.
No, just the 3 of them together kind of look like some kind of Bee Gees.
They are probably going for that look. I don't know.
Not just the Bee Gees, but like each one is a Bee Gee from a different era. Anyway, not to make fun of these guys, but
I'm not making fun. I'm just saying.
Just kind of odd that they would pair those 3 of the group together in that one photo.
Did they do that on
particular
purpose?
Way, maybe. It's $300 for a Tube Screamer.
Yeah.
If you're into the Tube Screamers, get it. If not, there's other options that are cheaper. There's other options that are more expensive. It's just whatever you want to do. watch
if you're
some
looking
demos,
for the name brand.
try one up at a shop if they have it.
Yeah.
I think this doesn't come out until January.
Oh.
Or at least we're on the Sweetwater site. This doesn't come out there until January. So I don't know if they had an initial batch that already sold out or if this is a pre-order.
Yeah.
I don't know. Two screamers.
Hey,
we
you have a
got
guitar.
one guitar this week. There was another one, but I didn't grab it. There's a John Petrucci of Dream Theater. He had a signature guitar come out. It's just a 10-year anniversary of his signature Ernie Ball Music Man guitar. But, you know, I don't know much about those. I didn't want to overcrowd our setup for the day.
Okay.
Because we got a lot. But I took it easy, but we got a lot.
Jesus Christ.
All right, the D'Angelico Giacomo Turra Signature XL Bedford Semi-Hollow Electric Guitar in peppermint. Now, this is a pre-order. I've shown you Giacomo.
Didn't we talk about D'Angelico before?
Yeah, we were trying to figure out the difference between D'Angelico and D'Acquisto, which I was saying D'Acquisito that whole episode, and then I looked up. I think it's D'Acquisto. Turns out D'Acquisto was the apprentice of D'Angelico. That's why the designs look so similar. The headstocks were like identical.
They do look similar.
Even the logos were identical. But they're both long dead now, and somebody else owns this company. So
okay.
Giacomo Turra, I believe he's Italian.
Again, I don't know who that one is.
He's like a neo soul R&B funk guitarist. I've shown you before. He plays incredibly just fast riffs, and he does it with this like muted tone. I don't know exactly how he does it. I've been trying to figure out how to play like that for a long time. But he does like that neo soul R&B kind of thing where
you showed me this guy before?
Yeah.
Who was the name?
There's one video where I even have the same shoes he has.
What?
Yeah, like the Nikes that he wears.
What's the name of this guy?
Giacomo Turra.
How do you write that shit?
His name's right there on the page. Again, I don't know if I'm saying he's got signature pedals out as well. I think Solid Gold Effects put out his signature. I want to say envelope filter.
Dude, I don't know this guy.
Dude, I have shown you this guy.
I don't know this guy.
He's just one of those Instagram famous TikTok guys that he just a great guitar player. He does full covers of songs where he could do like the one-man band thing with the drum machine, keyboards. He has a full band as well.
Oh, never mind. Yeah.
You remember him now?
Yeah. I do remember that.
But he's always playing a D'Angelico.
I can see it on all the pictures.
Yeah, I believe there's another. He has like a Strat style guitar that's a signature model with a different company, but he's always playing D'Angelico guitars in his videos. So it's cool that they finally gave him his own. So let's see what they got to say here. Oh, there's a picture of him right here.
That's it.
Written by our product research team. There they are again.
Oh,
it's a different guy in the middle.
No, that's a different guy. But Jack Sparrow's there, though.
Yeah, Jack Sparrow guy, the dude from Big Bang Theory. They're all there. So designed in conjunction with Italian funk and R&B phenom, Giacomo Turra, the D'Angelico signature model. It's chambered semi-hollow mahogany body with stylish contoured F-hole. Starts the sixth string off on a warm, rich-sounding tonal foundation. Perfect complement to Giacomo Turra's signature excellence. They just keep repeating the name. See, I don't think their product research team should be writing these descriptions. They got to get somebody else. Or we just need to find these listings from other websites.
Yeah.
Moreover, this guitar's 14-inch radius, ebony fretwood, jumbo frets, Grover 109, super romantic. I can't talk tonight.
I was gonna say, what are you rating? I'm trying to follow up. I'm trying to follow up and know what are you rating.
Effortless, high performance feel in your hands. It's just a long word salad of a sentence. It just runs on and runs on.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a guitar, signature guitar for this guy. He plays it. You should play it. Go ahead and buy it.
It took 3 people to write that description.
At least.
That is insane. Okay.
Took a guy with a bachelor's in writing to write this. But it's got that classic. I don't know is that the name of the model? Is the Bedford?
I don't know.
Because I've seen. I thought it was called the Premier. Anyway, I've seen this shape before with D'Angelico, and like Musician's Friend always have like. They always have like a sale on them. At least like once a month, they're like deal of the day. It's like $499 usually for like the basic model.
The
Probably like the
Angelica
import
was
model.
something new to me.
Yeah.
Had never heard about it until we talk about it in the show.
Yeah. I heard about it first time a few years back, but
Mm.
I've never been super familiar with it.
Okay.
I'm not sure what's different about this from the regular model, except for that bridge pickup looks a little bit different. So he's got 2 single coils in the neck and middle position.
Okay.
Looks like maybe like a gold foil mini humbucker. Let's see. See anything about the humbucker listed here? Okay, triple thread, a Supro single coil pickup covers. Everything from stutter, step, staccato, funked, clean one. Doesn't say anything about the exact pickups though. At least not on this website. You see anything?
No. No.
Anyway, he plays this really fantastic style that, like, if I were to buy this guitar, I couldn't play like that. So, I don't know. I'm sure it still plays wonderfully, and you at least have the tremolo bridge on there. It looks like probably a 5-way pickup selector. Set neck too. That's not a bolt-on neck on this one. I think the standard model has. It does. I think the standard model has a bolt-on neck. So to see a set neck on this thing, that's really cool. That's probably another new feature for this thing.
What's the price of this
thing? I would say you ready for the price on this thing?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Oh, okay, $1,200. That's not bad for a signature guitar.
That's not bad.
I mean, if it was like a Fender signature, it'd probably be around the same price, if not more.
Color, though.
And then what's the pickguard? Pickguard's just white. So they could have done like a mint green.
I don't like that one.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
I think it looks pretty nice. And those nice block inlays.
I wouldn't think I'm able to buy something like that.
If you go from like the headstock down the neck, it looks like a classic like 50s jazz guitar. But then you get to the body, it gets kind of like funky.
You know, talking about guitar, nothing to do with this the Angelico Giacomo Tour Signature, whatever.
XL Bedford semi-hollow electric guitar,
semi-hollow electric guitar, peppermint color.
Yeah.
Something came into
say
my
the whole
mind
name.
just now.
Something other than the D'Angelico Giacomo Tour XL Signature Bedford. Yeah, I messed up already.
Yeah, something else.
So it's not the D'Angelico Giacomo Tour Signature XL Bedford semi-hollow body electric guitar in peppermint.
No, it's something else.
Okay.
Listen, I'm going to bring something to your attention.
Yeah.
This week, and I don't remember why this came up.
Okay.
I really don't. You showed me this guy who's an amazing guitarist, who's the first time I ever seen this guy. What was the name of the guy?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He was on the Theo Von podcast.
And you're talking about Billy Strings.
Oh,
Billy Strings.
Oh, yes. I don't know why I'm talking about
no,
this.
I was just showing you the clip. I was showing you the clip where he was talking to him about, because I haven't seen that podcast, but I saw the clip of him
that
talking
just
about
came
the
into
song
my
Dust in a
mind.
Baggie. Yeah.
Because you were naming an amazing guitarist, and that guy seems to be a really good guitarist.
Yeah.
Now, just to talk about the clip, because that just came into my mind.
It's one of the earliest versions of, it's on YouTube, it's all over the place. You can find it on probably Instagram or whatever, TikTok. But it's, I think, one of the first times he ever played the song in front of a group of people. It's the song Dust in a Baggie. So he's at like a house party and they're down in the basement and he's playing, and then there's the guy, is that you're talking about the guy in the background? I can't remember what the name was, like Barefoot Ben or something.
Barefoot Ben. I think it was the name Barefoot Ben.
And you were just losing your shit.
Oh man,
the dude kept trying to smoke a cigarette that wasn't lit. I don't know what the story was there. I forget entirely what he said, if they were on something,
it's Barefoot
mushrooms or something. But
no, so he was saying there was a big party upstairs, and then they came down to the basement because they were like really high.
Yeah.
And they just wanted to relax a little bit.
Yeah.
And Barefoot Ben was high on mushrooms, but like high. So the guy starts playing the guitar. What's the name of the guy?
Billy Strings.
Billy Strings. Jesus Christ. I feel so, I'm not going to say what, but I feel so odd saying those names. Barefoot Ben, like whatever. So the guy starts playing the guitar. Mm-hmm. And Barefoot Ben is standing up, barefoot, with the string of the guitar like
No, I
crossed.
think it was did he have a guitar on his back? I
Yeah.
thought it was just like a messenger bag.
I
like
don't
a backpack.
fucking know. So he had like I
I
thought
think
it was
just
a
a
guitar.
messenger bag, and he's like holding it like this.
So
I don't know.
He's like this. So he has long hair.
Yeah.
Okay, so just picture that. And the guy starts playing the guitar. And after a couple of seconds, out of fucking nowhere, Barefoot Ben takes a cigarette
Yeah.
from behind his ear.
I don't know if it was a cigarette or a joint. I think it was a cigarette, but
And then this guy's playing. And with no fucking lighter, nothing at all. Barefoot Ben starts
He's like-
smoking.
all
And
throughout the rest of the video.
he puts his hands like this. He has the cigarette. And he starts,
Yeah.
he's smiling. And he's smoking the shit out of this thing.
Yeah.
That is not even lit. I
Yeah.
was losing my shit looking at that.
And it's funny because I showed you that video, which is at least 5-6 years old. That's back when Billy Strings was like clean cut. He had short hair and everything.
Oh yeah, I didn't recognize
And then the
it.
next video I showed you after that, because you're like, who is this guy? And I'm like, oh, he's big, dude. He's huge. I showed you the video of when he was performing where his whole band is wearing like Lord of the Rings costumes.
I didn't recognize that. Being...
And he's got his, his long hair that he's known for now. But you're like, who's this? That's not the same guy. And he starts playing. And you're like, oh, yeah. That's the same
that's
guy.
the same guy. Yeah, anyway,
yeah.
that was the story. I wonder what Barefoot Ben is doing these days.
Oh, dude. Back in my
I
day,
wonder.
when I was younger, partying with people, those Barefoot Bens usually don't grow out of that stage.
Really?
Yeah, they usually. You always hope that they will, but then you catch them in Circle K and they're all strung out on something, or just don't have
So
he's
do you
still
think-
barefoot in the store.
Do you think he's still trying to smoke that cigarette?
Oh, maybe he might have finished it by now.
Probably. Anyway.
We hope for the best for you guy.
Yep.
We got more.
Okay.
Couple pedals. Oh, so you said I had all these tabs open, but a couple of them are just me doing searches before I actually found the links.
What you were looking for?
Mhm.
Okay.
So I think this is another one of the big releases of this week.
Okay. What is it?
We got the Wampler, Catacombs, Reverb, and Delay.
Okay.
So Wampler, he puts out some good stuff. He just had what was his Halloween release that sold out in like 20, 30 minutes.
I think so. We talked about it last week.
Yeah,
didn't
it was the Fear Box.
Yeah.
So just a spooky take on the Gearbox, the Andy Wood signature pedal. So this is priced at $299.97, which I'm surprised because what this thing does, and the series that it's a part of, like this larger format pedals that he does,
Okay.
they do so much, and he could definitely charge like $400 for this thing.
I was going to ask you what does that do, because it seems like there's a lot going on.
So he has I'll show you some of these other ones first. He's got the Metaverse,
Okay.
which is a delay. So it's a multi-mode delay. You get delay, feedback, tone, modulation, mix, stereo input, stereo output. You could save presets, tap tempo as you would expect for a delay pedal. Don't know if these have MIDI in and they might have MIDI in and out as well.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah. The Metaverse also $300, and then there is the Terraform, which is a modulation multi-effect. So on that one, you get auto wah, envelope, flangers, phasers, univibe, rotary, swell, tremolo, harmonic tremolo, chorus. I'm not sure what else you get in there. So you get like all your basic, modulation sounds. You get them all out of one pedal. That one is also $299. Again, you could charge probably $400 or $500 because there's other companies out there like Maris and Source Audio. They're charging more for the same kind of effects. So going back to this new one, the Catacombs.
I like that they all follow the same style.
Same format.
Yeah.
Different from his, smaller, more compact pedals, which they're cool and all, but like I feel like this is like this looks more extravagant. Compared to like the Brad Paisley overdrive.
Because you have like, what's that? Like 2 switches and then like 6 knobs.
So you get the. I imagine this is like a rotary knob where you switch between the different modes.
Okay.
And then yeah, you get. So okay,
Well,
I don't even think I said what this is.
The
The Catacombs is a reverb and delay. So you get
okay.
both. So your rotary knob.
Okay.
Has analog, bucket brigade, something called FTE, which off the top of my head I can't think of what that is. SPC, which is probably space, tape, digital, and then your reverb modes, you have shimmer, plate, spring, room, and hall.
Okay.
So you get pretty much all the different, delays that you probably need, all the different reverbs that you would need out of different pedals. And let's see, it looks like each knob probably has Yep. So if you hold down the bypass, each of the controls gives you a secondary function.
Oh.
So for your delay, it's time, feedback, delay, modulation. Oh wait, am I saying that right? Yeah. So time, feedback, delay, mod, and then reverb. But then the secondary modes, time doubles as shimmer, feedback doubles as decay, delay is tone, mod is rate, and then reverb is tone. So I've told you before, I'm not the biggest fan of pedals that have the secret menus and stuff and the dual functions because I lose track.
That right there is a little bit confusing.
But
to me.
I feel like this is just simple enough that I would be like, just like that Keeley Zoma that came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's got the multi-functionality on the knobs, but it's just slightly complicated enough to where like I could understand it without completely losing track of like what I'm doing.
I cannot understand.
Not like a walrus pedal.
Because you see that right there, that delay tone and reverb tone.
Yeah.
That confused me.
Well, because then you have to remember, like, oh, what is that the tone of?
I don't remember
the way I'm reading this, just by looking at it without reading anything down below about it. The reverb and then tone below that, it's the tone of your reverb. Just like up here is the tone of your delay. Oh. So feedback and decay would both be controls for the delay. Modulation and rate, those go hand in hand. Because the amount of modulation and then the speed of the modulation. Time would be the amount of time between delays.
Okay.
And then shimmer, that's assigned to your reverb.
You see,
yeah.
If we get back to the same thing, on my brain, everything is pee pee poo poo all the time. Pee pee poo poo, that's how it works. And then you had this, and you have these different modes and things going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. To a person who's starting, that's kind of complicated.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But here we go. It says harness and wield subterranean depths and interstellar sonics. We really need to stop finding these ads from Sweetwater's website. Again, I type in the name of these pedals and it's just like the top result that comes up. But it's again written by their product research team, and it's different people in every single. But it's
picture. Always one of the guys.
Jack Sparrow is always in these pictures every single time. He must be the guy most heavily involved in this or something.
He has been on every picture. Single one that
everyone else rotates. For. Yeah.
Huh.
We gotta learn about these people.
We had to.
I'm gonna write a complaint. Much like it's about the journey, not the destination adage. This guitar world's ceaseless quest for tone is one of discovery. Just get to the description. Let's see. The Catacombs is a result of answering the call led him to start building pedals in the first place, developing a single pedal that offers a vast array of sounds with detailed editing capabilities that don't come at a cost of manageable interface. Well, he did pull that off, it seems like, because he made a relatively easy to read pedal. There's not like a bunch of menus to dive in. There's no digital screen.
It's easy to read for you again, but like for me, it's
just barely on the edge of being complicated to where I can still understand it without it being too complicated for me to be like, nope, don't want anything. It's not an eventide pedal. It's not like something crazy. It's not one of these new walrus pedals with the screen on it.
What I understand is 11 reverb and delay effects.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need to know.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
It has 11 reverb and delay defects.
Defects. It's funny because like when I was
Oh.
considering starting a pedal company and we were going over different names, I wanted defects to be part of the name instead of effects.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, you can't do that. That's wrong. That'd be offensive to somebody.
I mean,
Like,
I do think that
still
can be
think
offensive.
it's not like a birth defect. It's a circuits.
Even saying it
but
out
circuits
loud.
are like circuits in
Defects.
themselves are like defective versions of like a clean signal going in and out. You mess up the signal, and that's how you get crazy things like reverbs and modulations, distortions.
I don't know, because you get things that are defective. You can,
like broken.
Yeah.
But like that's what like a fuzz pedal is. It's you're breaking that sound so much from like the signal that you're sending out to the signal you get out at the end. You're destroying that sound.
I don't know. I guess it's a good name. I don't know. I don't know.
There's still time. Housed within the cutting-edge DSP dominion of Catacombs are 6 evocative delays, each which forms a formidable constellation of intergalactic orality, meticulously capturing the soul of iconic analog and digital delays. Let's see. Does it say what the FTE is? Oh, it's the Wampler Classic Faux Tape Echo. We just saw the Faux Tape Echo on it was that rig rundown of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. It was Joey from that band. That's the delay he uses.
The picture that you show?
Yeah. So he uses the Faux Tape Echo. That's cool. Yeah. They put that entire pedal in this.
Okay.
You also get a legendary 2290 digital delay circuit. Let's see about these reverbs. Nothing too crazy, but you do get the iconic drip sounds in the spring reverb. So Ryan from 60 Cycle Home would probably be happy about that because he's always on the quest for reverbs that drip.
Yeah.
And it's funny because ever since he started pointing that out and started his whole thing with like testing out different reverbs, companies are actually like making that a selling point.
The drip?
Yeah. They're like, it drips. So that's kind of funny that like one dude's joke turns into like the industry standard of how you have to advertise your product.
Well,
but that's the influence people. That's why they're influencers. Jesus, how much is this thing? $300?
I don't know.
So you get 6 delays, 5 reverbs, and then it gets the MIDI in and out, which is way beyond my comprehension. If you got synthesizers, you got different rack mount gear and stuff, you can run this to all that. Sequencers, synthesizers, whatever. Software.
But you see, when you see this, like up to 128 user preset slots accessible either directly or via MIDI.
Yeah.
Like that for me is like.
Yeah, when it says via MIDI, like I don't know where those presets are really being stored or like how you get to them. Because there's just 4 lights here.
Yeah.
For presets, so I don't know how that works. We got to watch his video. I'll watch his video.
Yeah,
I usually watch all of Brian Wampler's videos because he is, I don't know, this dude's a genius when it comes to like designing circuits. Because like, you have other companies that, we'll say JHS for example, where he has hired engineers. Walrus Audio I think has a whole team of engineers. Chase Bliss, where they have like these super complex circuits and they have a whole group of people working on stuff. I think Brian Wampler, as far as I'm aware, he designs all this stuff himself.
That's cool though.
And then he has a manufacturing facility that handles all the building and packaging, distribution. But I think as far as the company itself, he's the head of it. He does everything as far as the design. I don't think he outsources any of the work on that end.
That's cool though.
But then the manufacturing he outsources. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool to see that he's putting out more stuff in that series. I don't know if you want to call it a series, just like that format.
They all follow the same format though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple Wampler pedals and they're good. Again, I don't have them anymore because that's my never-ending search for the perfect overdrive distortion.
It never stops.
Well, actually, I think I got both of those free.
The Wampler.
How many Wamplers have I had now? 2, 3? At least 2.
You still have a Wampler?
I don't think I have one right now.
I don't think you do have one
I
right
had the
now.
Plexi Drive Mini, which I won that one in a giveaway. And I had it for, I want to say about a year. And I really liked the sound of it, but it got too hard for me to try to switch between the toggle switches on there because they're so close to the knobs. That was my only complaint about that pedal. It sounded great otherwise. And then the Sovereign Distortion version 1, I got it in a trade, and then I passed it along in another trade. Just because at the time I wasn't looking for any kind of distortion. I liked fuzz, I liked overdrive, didn't really like, the sounds in between. But now I like everything.
Yeah.
I'm willing to try everything again.
Okay.
So what do you think about that? I think it's a fair price. I think he could easily charge more for all 3 of those pedals.
I cannot say if it's a fair price or not because I don't understand this one.
Reverb, delay. You know what I would really like to know?
What?
Did it say? Yeah, it does say series and parallel operation. Okay, so you can run your delays and reverbs at the same time because it would seem kind of pointless to only be able to do one or the other. So that's cool.
But again,
yeah,
for
cool.
someone who might understand this.
Like for me, I'm still stuck on the Keeley Caverns because it is a reverb and delay pedal, but they're independent sections of the pedal. So one half is your reverb, one half is your delay, single foot switch for each one, separate knobs for each one. They don't intersect in any way. It's just your reverb after your delay. That's it. So that's simple and straightforward for me. Which, if I could change anything on the Caverns, I would take out the shimmer mode and just put in like a plate or something. Just a different type of reverb. Because I don't really use the shimmer.
Okay.
When you're doing your singing bowls and stuff and whatever like looping stuff you've been doing, I like the shimmer mode for that. I think it sounds really cool for that stuff. But yeah, so that's Catacombs. I actually only have 2 more for us.
Okay.
So we might actually finish a little bit early today. Usually we go for about an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, what are you talking about? We're almost in an hour, Andrew.
But we usually go for about an hour and 20 minutes. So we'll probably finish it just over an hour.
So long.
This next one, I didn't really do much research on. I just saw it pop up today. I don't know when this came out.
I do have a question about that one, though.
Yeah.
Say the name first.
Oh, this is not new. Okay.
What's the name of that pedal?
This is... Okay, so I will just say real quick. This actually came out, as far as this article, is from October 28th on GuitarWorld.com. So I don't know when this pedal actually came out or if it's even available yet. It might be on pre-order.
But what's the name?
It is the Micro Aggressor from Abasi Concepts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on the website that you're looking right now, everything I can focus on is a picture of the knees with the knee pads.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an advertisement. There's too many ads on this. Okay, so we're on GuitarWorld.com.
And then there's a sign on Guitar World. Get back to the knee pads.
There's Saks Fifth Avenue, bunch of weird clothing items.
But
like weird plastic-looking clothes.
You're looking at the pedal, and then it says, "It's like my knee pain never existed.
Baffled. Yeah,
I feel brand new."
And those clearly are not the knees of a senior citizen. But it says seniors baffled, and it has the quote. But like that's clearly not an old person's legs. I should take a screenshot of that in case we can't find it when we go to actually edit this podcast. Take a screenshot
of that now, so we can show the people what we're talking about. Like, what the fuck? Seniors baffled. Though those legs look younger than mine.
That's like a 20-year-old woman's legs.
It is.
Or a 13-year-old boy's legs. I don't fucking know.
Fuck. But anyway, that's on a guitar website, isn't it?
Yeah, but they got to get their money somehow.
Okay.
So they've got ads all over the place.
Sure.
So Abasi Concepts was started in 2018. Named after Tosin Abasi.
Okay.
Are you familiar?
No idea.
So he is the lead, I don't know if you want to call him guitarist, instrumentalist. He plays crazy, like 8-string guitars and stuff. Anyway, so Bossy Concepts. He started this in 2018 with Brian Wampler.
Huh.
So it's a partnership.
Okay.
So they released the Pathos Distortion pedal. And
Okay.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. So Brian Wampler is not actually part of a Bossy Concept, but they partnered together to make the Pathos Distortion.
Okay.
So, sorry, I misspoke. Anyway, so that sold really well. And I think he's put out a couple other things, like mostly, I could be totally wrong on this thing, like DSP software and stuff. So like plugins for your recording software. So now they've got a second pedal on the market.
Together?
I don't know if it's together or if this is just his company putting this one
okay.
out. But it's the microaggressor. So it's a compressor. But they promise that this is going to equip any electric guitar with vibrant, expressive tones. So it's not just going to compress your tone, it's going to enhance it. That's, I think, the goal of
Fancy.
any compressor. See, its creation has been driven to counter what he calls the sterile tonality of transparent compressors, and therefore advised to add character and signal for a satisfying feel. I get what he's going for there, because I have played several compressors over the years that just, it squashes your sound, but then kills your tone, and just doesn't sound good. So, baby's waking up. Yep. So we're gonna take a quick break.
You see, it was like,
Yeah, that's pretty quick. I mean, they're not gonna know. For them, it's gonna be 2 seconds.
you don't know.
You don't know.
Listen, I probably had time to take a shit, and you don't know that.
No, we were gone actually like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
it was nothing.
it was
He just moved
like
around a
really
little bit.
Anyway, you were talking about this.
Yeah, so we were on the Bossy something or other.
Yeah. So, how about that one?
So Bloom controls the compression. Smack is the level of parallel secondary compression in the circuit, which is focused. I cannot talk tonight. Which is focused on transparency and lowered impact. It does some stuff. Okay, it does some stuff.
But what does it do?
Oh man, there's a picture of the knees again.
It's the knees that it gets me every time.
It says a premium transformer acts as the pedal's beating heart, mimicking the dynamic and organic response of a tube amp, meaning it could prove to be a handy sidekick for an amp modeler. Tosin Abasi, though, recently ditched his much adored Axe effects in favor of a stereo back amp rig. So he actually ditched a modeler to go back to an amp. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Looks like he was on tour with Dream Theater and Animals as Leaders did a tour with Dream Theater and Devin Townsend. Okay. He said, when I plugged in my new Bad Cats, I didn't have to look for my sound first. It was immediately there. He previously said of the new setup, I hadn't heard such clarity and definition before. I mean, he had probably been using modelers for so long that he forgot what an amp sounded like and how dynamic an amp could really be.
Okay.
So his new pedal then seemed to spring off that digital to tube transition. Features top-mounted jacks for easy pedalboard integration and true bypass switching. Now, what are your thoughts on, because this is an argument on the internet.
Okay.
Do you like the top-mounted jacks or do you like the ones on the side? What is your preference?
I don't like how it looks on the pedal board when it goes from one pedal to the other.
So you don't like the ones on the top?
No, I don't.
But you're okay with them on the side. You're okay with them on the side as long as the pedal next to it has them on the side as well.
Yes, because it's more subtle though. Like it doesn't look as messy. For me, it looks really messy when it goes on top, like from one pedal to the other.
Yeah.
But when it's like side to side,
yeah,
it just looks like it's connected.
So
I like it. I like that way.
I use flat patch cables. So I like having the top mounted jacks as long as you've got the slat right here above the pedal where you can route the cable to where it's not really showing. I like that.
I mean, it doesn't really make any difference on the sound.
Makes no difference in sound. It's just a preference.
The way it looks, for me, it looks like it's messy just on the side.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like side to side, that's all.
Wait, so are you saying you do like top mounted jacks?
No, I like when they are in the side.
Okay, because to me it looks messy when they're on the side, then you can't put your pedals closer together. Some people don't want their pedals close together because they don't want to accidentally stomp on the foot switches of the one next to it.
I
But
guess so, but then they look good on the pedal board.
tell us in the comments, are you a top mount jack person or side mount? Let us know. And why?
Guess.
Why do you like one over the other? So this is priced at $250. I know we did a very bad job of explaining this thing.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's a modern compressor. It's supposed to add tonality to it and not just be a dead sound like you get with a lot of compressors. It also is designed to where you can work it with a modeler or with a tube amp, or I guess if you got a solid state amp as well. But seems like that's his main preference for it, is with a tube amp. So also, why is there a Welch's grape juice commercial?
You had to take the pictures and show them.
Okay, so we'll show this one on the screen too.
To.
So it's got the picture of the Abasi pedal, but in the corner of the picture, it says Welch's.
This doesn't make sense to me. Just take the screenshots now in case you cannot find the page.
Yeah, because if I come back to this later, it might not be like that.
But it's a mess. Listen, the whole website is a mess. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They had the Welch thing. They had the knee pads. They have on the side. What is that they have on the side right now? They have all sorts of advertising going on. They have Pandora. I don't know. Yeah. That's messy.
So it's priced at $250, which for a smaller brand that mainly manufactures instruments, not just pedals, but this being their second ever pedal, I think $250 is fair, especially because he is a big name in progressive rock and instrumental music.
It's not bad.
They also put out a bass, I think this year. So I don't know what you think about this. The headless bass. So, the headless instruments are really popular with the prog rock guys and the, I don't know, like the modern metal guys, like even the Midwest emo players are using stuff like this. What do you think about this? Interesting shape.
I don't have a problem with the headless design because I had seen it and I actually think it looks nice. I have a problem with the body though.
Do you think the body looks too wide towards the top?
No, on the bottom it looks like a chunk is missing. That's what I don't like.
Oh, it's just the way they shaped this one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like with the particular one that you're showing at me right now.
Yeah.
The bottom of the body. Yeah. It looks like a shark.
Kind of.
I don't like it.
I believe they also have a line of guitars that look very similar to this.
But I do like that color though. Yeah. What's the name of that guitar?
This is the Lari bass.
That looks nice.
Yeah. Let's see. 24 fret multi-scale build, so it looks like it probably has like the fanned frets where I don't know if you could see that in the images where the frets are angled rather than just being straight across. So it gives you a multi-scale design. Headless. They got it in black as well.
I do like in black though.
4 control knobs, presumably equating to a volume and tone per pot per pickup, or some EQ parameters. Okay, so this is just somebody speculating on it in Guitar World before it actually came out. How much is that? That I don't know.
The black one, I like the way it looks.
Yeah. The official launch came after he showcased a half fretless bass at NAMM 2018. So what is this article from? You see dates on anything?
Don't know. Because I see.
Okay, that was from May of this year. So
okay.
So obviously they're growing their brand. They're not just putting out guitars and basses. They're working their way into pedals. So who knows? You could probably put out some good modulation, delays, reverbs. We'll see.
Yeah.
Now this one I don't know how to pronounce. This is our last one of the day. Native Audio. I think I've talked to you about Native Audio before. Native American owned company.
Okay. I don't remember that though.
And
Have you?
His heritage is Blackfeet. So he tries to relate a lot of stuff to things from his family and his culture. I believe it's just a 2-man company.
Is that like
Mike
native,
Trombley? Huh?
like language, like native?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the pedal itself. That's what I'm asking.
No, those are
That's
those
like
are
a
those are like
symbol? What's
waveforms.
that?
Those are waveforms.
Oh,
That's
God.
like the
I'm tripping.
waveform of the pedals
Okay.
of the signal. Sorry. All right. So I'm
Okay.
going to try to not say this incorrectly.
Okay, go ahead.
But the way I'm reading is
Go
the
for it.
Nisu. I hope I'm not saying that
You're
wrong.
probably saying it wrong.
Nisu harmonic equalizer is a versatile tone shaping tool designed to provide a diverse set of interactive analog filter options. Now, I got a chance to watch the videos on this today.
How about it?
This is a crazy envelope filter.
I like the way it looks, though.
And you also get the option of expression control, so it's not just a crazy envelope filter. You can run this as like a wah pedal, essentially. I mean, you can get a really versatile tone out of this. Kind of reminds me of like an old like Mutron kind of envelope filter, but I believe he based this around the envelope filtering sections of a particular synthesizer. Let me see.
Is this like a boutique company?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, I think it's just two guys.
Okay.
Mike Trombley is the founder and CEO, and I don't know the other guy's name off the top of my head.
Okay. So I think they deserve, because they are a really small company.
Yeah.
They deserve to have an in-deep like look at their pedal.
Yeah.
Because you always just glance at it.
No, every time it's something that really catches my attention, I do want to spend more time on it on
Yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah.
So it says it employs an advanced fourth order filtering and resonance control, offering a fresh take on a classic analog synth technology. With a rich palette of sounds, including lo-fi textures, filtered tremolo, classic wah, frequency shifting, and powerful equalization, the Nisu is a perfect for both live performances and post-production use. And then they have videos where they do a deep dive on it.
Okay.
So it does say it's a fresh take on classic analog synth technology, but I want to know exactly what kind of analog synth they're taking this from. It says it utilizes matched voltage control amplifiers, VCAs, which that's synth technology right there, to provide low noise fourth order filtering.
Okay.
Now, I am not entirely sure what fourth order filtering is. Sounds cool. Sounds like some Star Wars shit. User defined lower and upper filter boundaries. So this is something that really stuck out to me when I watched the video. So the fact that you can set what your upper and lower ends of the frequency sweep are going to be.
Okay.
So it never goes outside of that range. So if you want it to just be within certain parameters, like from here to here, as far as like your sweep, like that's really cool. Because you don't really get a lot of that. Sometimes with a basic envelope filter, you get how far it'll go, but not where it'll start, or the other way around. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Res functions as an active resonance control for more pronounced filter shifting. And they spelled it R-A-Z, like, on the res. So that's kind of cool. Let's see. Time adjusts the duration for shifting between lower and upper boundaries, ranging from 0 to 20 seconds. Now, 20 seconds is insane.
Why?
That is a long time. Because that's like you play like the full riff and have it like sweep all the way through from like start to finish throughout like an entire riff. Like that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Features 3 analog filter modes: low pass, band pass, high pass, offering a wider range of filtering options, which that's always good. To me, like I used to have a Qtron back in the day, and the Qtron had those 3 modes. I feel like every envelope filter has to have very least have those 3: high pass, low pass, and band pass. So it's cool that they kept it, classic like that. Shift directions set shift starting position at either upper or lower boundary. So the Qtron had that function as well, where are you filtering up or are you filtering down? Where's it going? So it's cool that they kept a lot of these classic features, but also integrated, like synth technology as well as like these new upper and lower boundary kind of frequency options. Expression input. So like I said, that just expands it even more to where you almost have like a wah pedal with this thing. But there's artwork. So
and I was gonna mention that like that's something that I found really interesting about this page.
It's almost like a textile kind of
Yes,
thing.
that's what I was talking to you about.
Yeah.
But they do explain what that means. You see?
Let's see. Yeah, Nisu is a tribute to my Blackfeet. I don't want to say this wrong.
Well, they're Blackfeet
Amsakapi
heritage.
Pilkuni heritage and translates to the number 4. So, fourth order filtering, number 4. The number 4 plays a significant role in Blackfeet culture, especially in how it relates to the 4 seasons. Each season symbolizes a phase in life. Spring brings new beginnings, summer is the movement in abundance. Fall prepares us for winter through the hunt, and winter is the time of storytelling, teaching, and reflection. The design for Nisu represents a blanket. That's what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a blanket.
An important tool and symbol in Blackfeet culture, offering both protection and storytelling through its patterns. 4 colors on Nisu highlight the 4 seasons, illustrating their role in the lives of our ancestors. Just as blankets are gifted as tools to loved ones, we offer Nisu as a tool to inspire and explore your exploration and creativity. So, they definitely, like, with the imagery and the meaning behind it, the name of the pedal, it all comes together.
Yeah.
You get your 4 modes, the fourth order frequency shifting, 4 stripes on the blanket.
I like that everything represents something.
He does that with all of his pedals.
I like
There's
that.
always, like, he has one that's like a tribute to his sister or his grandma or something.
I love that symbolizes something though.
It's called like Bird Woman or something. I'll show you a couple more of his pedals real quick.
Now, we had talked about this on this podcast. Like, we need to support small businesses.
Yeah.
And how cool it is, and I have mentioned this like I don't know how many times now.
Yeah.
If you want to have a unique pedal board, just buy boutique pedals, Like, for example, this one.
Yeah.
This one is wonderful. It has culture on it. It has history on it. It's a small business.
And it's one of few, if not perhaps the only native owned pedal company. There may be 1 or 2 others out there.
I like that.
I think Tulpa Effects might be.
I mean, I wish there were more, but
yeah.
Go and buy it. You can pre-order that now.
Yeah. But here's a few others. They got the War Pony.
Okay.
Fry Bread Fuzz. I believe both of those came out this year. And then here's like their classic lineup. Looks like this in small format.
Okay.
Buffalo Days, Ghost Ridge, Two Medicine, Rising Sun, Pretty Bird Woman. I believe that's the one that's a tribute to his grandmother or mother. Midnight, and Aki.
Okay.
That's like their chorus vibrato. I love the way their pedals look. Oh, there's even more. War Party, Mint
so
Drive,
many.
Mayoki, Kiyo. And they look beautiful. These are like really nice looking pedals.
They look really nice.
It looks like
artwork is really nice.
Now, being that I am so uncultured, when I see these, it makes me think of like the different element cards in Pokemon when you're a kid.
They
you know, like the
do.
fire, the energy, lightning, whatever. Like it immediately makes me think of that in like
that
in a good way.
That phaser, the midnight.
Yeah.
It looks so symbolic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the color schemes
really
look great on all these things. The placement on their knobs, their choice of knobs, the ones that have preset buttons and stuff, like it just looks really cool. It just
looks like they put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah.
Like everything they did on it has a meaning.
Yeah.
And they do something.
Yeah.
So from the art to what the pedal does,
yeah,
everything works well in conjunction.
Yeah.
So I really like that.
I agree. So that's all of them that we had for today. I know there was more out there. I knew we couldn't possibly fit all these releases into 1 week.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, we can always talk about releases from this week, next week, or whatever.
Yeah, sort of.
There's always going to be something to talk about. But what was your favorite of the week?
I mean, definitely the last one.
The last one? The Nisu?
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to say that properly.
What's the name of the company?
Native Audio.
I like that one.
Yeah, and they've been around for a few years now.
Okay.
And
again, you can pre-order today. It's expected to be cheap the week of November 25th.
Yeah.
So
Now, I don't know yet if it's my favorite of the week, but I'm gonna go with this one because we got it.
I don't know
So
about
like I
that
said,
one
I'm
yet.
really looking forward to really dialing it in, see what I can do with it. Like I said, I really want to get that morning glory sound, but be able to have just like a little bit more gain out of it. But also, I don't use distortion a whole lot, but it'd be nice to just have it right there in the same pedal. Because my first real pedal that I ever had, I had a few pedals before what I would consider my first real pedal, which was a Boss OS2 overdrive distortion.
Okay.
And I loved the concept of that with the single knob, you can blend back and forth between overdrive, distortion, or both. Like right in the middle, you have a little bit of both. This reminds me of that, but like with a lot more functionality, better EQ section. Overall, gonna be a better sounding pedal than that OS2.
Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong with it. It's just kind of like a beginner or utility kind of pedal if you don't have the space on your board and you want both. For me, this is mostly like I want this to be an overdrive, but I want to have a little bit more gain with it, and the active use of the mid control. That's what really drew me in on this thing. So I'm hoping I made the right decision with this one. I don't know.
That should be the
So,
name
see.
of this episode. Did I make the right decision?
Is this the Holy Grail?
Is this the right pedal?
Is it the Holy
I
Grail?
don't know. I don't know.
So I don't know, but
I don't know.
it's got the soft foot switch, which I love on a pedal.
Yeah, but that's not everything on a pedal.
No, there's a lot more to it. And I know you've been very
I'm not a
vocal about the fact that you don't like the art on the JHS pedals.
I don't.
But to me, I love the font that they use on all. I hope that focuses. It probably won't. Which is weird because sometimes when I do this, it will focus and sometimes it won't. I wonder if it's how fast I come at the camera. I love the font that they use on the JHS pedals. I love that they use the same knobs on everything except for the 3 series and like the Legends of Fuzz. But like their main lineup, they use those same knobs on all of them. The same font. And it's just a matter of changing the artwork on it.
I mean...
Which it's... Yeah.
I've been pretty vocal on it. And I think it's okay to dislike them.
It's because they're keeping up with tradition of their company. Is that they started off with rubber stamps and now they keep just the simplistic artwork. Which I love it personally. They're one of my 2 or 3 favorite companies out there.
I know. I know you will marry with JHS. Go ahead, go live with them.
I'll go work there. I'll fly out to Kansas City and I'll work there.
You go. Wear your Crocs and go live with them.
There you go.
That's fine.
Hey, they made it cool. They made it cool for guitar players to wear Crocs. Although you're the Croc person in this household.
I mean, I like Crocs, but I don't know how it looks to be a guitar player with Crocs. I don't know. So while we're on it, we only have like 2 minutes left, but while we're on it, the barefoot buttons, because you were asking me about somebody playing barefoot the other day. I think it might have been that Billy Strings video. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, how is he playing barefoot?
Yeah.
I don't like to play barefoot, but they make those.
Oh my gosh.
The name brand is Barefoot Buttons, but there's like a bunch of other companies that make them too.
Huh?
It's a cap that you put over the foot switch so you can hit it with your bare feet.
Oh, you.
So it doesn't hurt your toes.
But why?
But I don't like those. I can't stand the way they look. I'm not a fan. I'd rather, if I'm just not wearing shoes, I'm just gonna deal with it.
Just wear shoes.
Yeah.
Just wear fucking shoes. Look, feet are dirty. They are disgusting. They smell bad. They are dry. Disgusting. Just don't touch a pedal with your bare foot. No, don't do that.
And that's your PSA for the week. Don't touch them with your bare foot.
Hell no.
Well, I think it's if you're wearing like socks mainly, but like
fuck that. No.
In the pedal boards of Doom group, there's people that post a picture every once in a while. They're like, "How's my stuff look? Like roast my board."
And they have socks.
And they put their toes like in the picture.
You.
So now it's become like a joke in that group where it's like you intentionally put your fucked up looking feet.
No.
Or like you have 2 left feet and you put them in the picture, like 2 right feet.
Fucking
like,
long toenails.
Long toenails, twisted feet.
God, no.
I just dropped
Fuck
something
you.
on the floor.
No. No. Just wear fucking shoes.
Anyway.
Hold on. Don't wear Crocs and don't wear those fucking shoes that had the toes on it.
Hey, wear Crocs if you want to wear Crocs.
Don't do that.
If you want to wear those toe shoes.
And don't go to a date with toe shoes.
You probably shouldn't.
Just don't.
Probably should.
That's all I'm gonna say for tonight.
Yeah. So as we wrap it up, 2 weeks ago we did an episode that for some reason just like blew up compared to all the rest of them that
God
we've done.
knows. I don't know.
I don't know what we did. Maybe it was the thumbnail. Maybe it was the title.
Maybe it's my personality.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Last week's did pretty well. It was like our second best performing episode. But it had like half the views as the one before that.
Well.
Streams on like regular podcasting platforms that are not YouTube, not doing as great as the ones on YouTube, but I think people probably just want to watch the video rather than listen to it. But if you like this, please like let us know in the comments like what you like about it, what you think we can improve upon.
And if you don't like it, just let us know.
Yeah, that too. I mean, we appreciate any feedback in the comments because we're not getting as many comments as, you know, you don't have to say, oh, this was an amazing episode if you don't think it is. But like if you could just be like, hey, your lighting looks shitty or something, like let us know so we can move things around or whatever, and we want to make something that people want to watch.
Yeah.
Because we're having fun with it, but we want to make sure, you know, you're having fun with it too.
And that's about it.
Yeah. So thank you.
And bye.
Have a good one.